Sir, my sister can't walk. Can we stay with you? One sentence and the CEO's world stopped. Like and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box for more heart-touching stories. The storm raged outside as Ethan Hale, a wealthy CEO and single father, stepped into the overcrowded city shelter with his daughter, Lily. He wasn't there for help. He was there to make a donation in honor of his late wife, something he did quietly every year. But tonight felt different. The air carried a heaviness, the kind that pressed on your chest and made you pay attention. As he signed a form, he felt a tug on his coat. Turning around, he saw a little boy, no older than 8, with wet hair, trembling hands, and eyes that spoke of battles a child should never fight. "Sir, my sister can't walk. Can we stay with you?" he whispered, his voice cracking from exhaustion. Ethan froze. Around the boy's arm was a thin blanket barely protecting a tiny girl, maybe 5, sitting in a broken wheelchair with a soaked jacket wrapped around her. Her feet dangled, twisted slightly, and she looked painfully cold. "Where are your parents?" Ethan asked gently. The boy swallowed hard. "Gone," he said. "We've been outside all day. They sent us away because we had no papers. I tried to keep her warm." His small hands tightened around the wheelchair handles. Ethan felt something deep inside him shift, something he hadn't felt since losing his wife. Lily stepped closer, her voice soft. "Daddy, they're cold. Please help them." The boy flinched, as if waiting to be rejected again. Instead, Ethan knelt down to his level. "What's your name?" "Mason," he said. "And this is Ella." Ella's lips were purple from the cold. Ethan didn't hesitate. "Come with me." He wrapped his coat around her small frame, lifted her gently, and carried her toward his car. Mason followed behind, almost limping from fatigue. For the first time in months, Ethan felt like he wasn't walking alone. Something in those children's eyes, fear, courage, hope, felt painfully familiar. When they reached his home, the warmth made Ella sigh with relief. Mason looked around nervously as though someone would tell him to leave, but Lily took his hand and said, "You're safe now." That night, while the children slept, Ethan stood outside their room. He had only meant to make a donation. Instead, fate had placed 2 lost souls into his hands. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box for more emotional stories. The next morning, Ethan walked into the guest room and found Mason sitting upright, watching Ella with worried eyes. She was awake, but still weak. "Is she in pain often?" Ethan asked gently. Mason nodded, eyes downcast. "Since the accident, we couldn't afford doctors after Mom and Dad, after they left." The boy's voice cracked, and Ethan noticed dark circles under his eyes, signs of days without sleep. Lily entered with a tray of warm soup and biscuits. Ella smiled faintly, whispering, "Thank you," as she fed her gently. Mason looked away, embarrassed that they needed help. Ethan sat beside him. "You're a brave boy, but you shouldn't have to carry all this alone." Mason blinked rapidly, fighting tears. "I promised Mom I'd protect her." Ethan felt something break inside him. "And you did," he said softly. "You kept her alive." Later that day, Ethan took Ella to his private doctor. After several tests, the doctor said something that made Mason gasp. "With surgery and therapy, there's a high chance she will walk." Mason grabbed Ethan's sleeve. "But we can't—" "You can," Ethan interrupted warmly. "Let me help. Let me be the support you have been for her." Tears spilled down Mason's cheeks. "Why?" Ethan swallowed. "Because someone once saved me when I was lost too, and because my daughter, she already loves you both." Weeks passed. Ella's surgery went well, and her therapy showed progress. Mason began school with Lily. They began laughing, living, breathing again. One evening, Ella took her first small step while holding Ethan's hand. The room filled with cheers. Mason cried openly, hugging Ethan tightly. "Thank you for giving us a home." Ethan knelt and wiped his tears. "You didn't ask for a home. You asked if you could stay. And the truth is, I needed you just as much as you needed me." Lily rushed in, giggling as she wrapped her arms around them. And just like that, a broken CEO, a brave little boy, and a girl learning to walk took their first step as a family. Like and subscribe to Inspiration Stories Box for more heart-melting stories.